Hello, this is Wicked Shrapnel, and I was wondering if you wanted to do a dual comm. I hear you're Wicked Shrapnel's mother.
What is a dual comm?
It's when like two people will do a commentary for a video.
No thanks.
Okay.
I'll pass.
Well, this conversation may be recorded.
Oh, I think I have to go.
I'm almost at 12,000 subscribers. I wanted to do a special dual comm video with my mother. Just talk about me. They all know my name's Jason.
Oh, they do?
Or we could talk about you, if you'd like.
Oh, okay.
We're just gonna talk. But I'm sure some people would like to hear some stories about me from you. Or, I don't know.
Like the time when you almost burnt down the neighbor's garage, stuff like that?
Yeah, that would probably be a good one.
Or the time when you burnt down your aunt's house?
Yeah, I was a pretty big pyro. But go ahead and tell the stories of me burning stuff down. And have you been to my YouTube channel?
No, I have not.
Well, my whole background, if you go to youtube.com/WickedShrapnel, like the background is like fire, and my intro is like all this fire.
So yes, I do think I've seen that. Cody showed me. Yeah.
So I'm still fascinated with fire. I've just stopped burning people's garages and houses down. I realized
I got control over it.
Yeah, I realized that was really not socially acceptable behavior.
Well, you were only about 18 months old when you burnt your aunt's house down, so you've grown a little since then.
Yeah, started young.
Yeah, maybe you were 2. Maybe you were 2.
2. That's funny. I remember that story. I actually remember it too. I was probably 2 because I remember it. I don't know if I don't remember other things that happened when I was 18 months old, so I was probably a little older.
Yeah, maybe you were 2.
Because I remember...
And you never told anybody for the longest time.
Yeah, I was scared. I thought I was going to be in big trouble.
Big trouble.
Because I remember it was at Renee's house, and like she's like, "Oh, go around and blow out the candles." Like I was going to be a little helper and go blow out the candles, and so I was blowing out candles, and then there was a candle in her bedroom that was sitting like back far on the dresser, and I wasn't tall enough to like reach over the dresser. I remember like trying to blow it, and it was, the flame would flicker, but it wouldn't go out. And so there's a box of Kleenex that were sitting on the dresser too. So I'm like, in my 2-year-old brain thinking, I'll just take some Kleenex and stick it on top, and that'll put it out. And of course, the Kleenex burst into flames, and then I was like, and I threw it on the ground, and it landed like.
I thought you threw it on the bed.
Well, I threw it on the bed was like right next to the dresser, so I threw it on the ground, and the blankets of the bed were hanging like right at the ground where I threw it, so it's just hanging there like a wick waiting to be lit. And I threw it on the ground, and the bed caught on fire, and I was like, I could just remember thinking, oh my goodness, I'm in trouble.
And then you went out and shut the door.
Yeah, so instead
and never said a word. Just like it would go away.
Yeah, I would just hide it, and no one will ever know that I did anything. And so I went out, I closed the door, and I think I went right into the next room and got in bed with you. And then probably about 15 minutes later, someone opened the door, and it had to be less than that. Yeah, and it had all been stuck in that room, and it was like engulfed in flames. I remember Renee screaming, and as we were going out of the house, she was like, had like the Kool-Aid pitchers, throwing it on the bed, and like I looked into the room, and the whole room was engulfed in flames, and I was like, oh boy, I'm not telling anybody.
Yeah, there's like 4 or 5 fire trucks that came. We were all standing out in our pajamas.
I remember went to the neighbors like across the street, and I like went to sleep on a couch or something for a while.
I'm sure we couldn't go back in there to sleep. We probably had to go somewhere else to sleep that night.
Yeah. And so then, and no one knew that I did it. So how long was it until I actually told someone?
Well, however we were there, long we were there, we were like
staying, whatever, a week or weekend or something, but you never said anything. So the fire department just determined that it was a faulty electric blanket that caught the bed on fire. That was the determination of the fire.
I got away
And
clean.
Yeah, so then on the way home, you never said a word, and then we're on the way home, me and you says, Mommy, I didn't mean to burn Nene's bed, but that Kleenex was so hot.
That's so funny. And then Jay, who's the owner of the house, didn't know about it forever.
Right, we wouldn't tell him till you grew up. We never did tell him because they did get a new house out of it, a family room, with all the insurance money.
Oh man, because I remember I was probably, I don't know, maybe 15 or 16, and I just said something like, we used to always have Sunday dinner at Grandma's house, and it just came up, and I was like, remember when I burnt your house down? And Jay was like, what?
Yeah, because we never told him.
Like 15 years later.
We wanted to keep that one under wraps.
Oh, that is funny.
Yes, that is one of your youngest episodes. One of them.
Tell them the story, the other story of when I was 18 months old that you told me.
No, I can't tell that.
Do it. Do it.
I can't.
They're gonna die wanting to know now.
I know, I can't tell it. Let's just say you had some very young sexual experiences in your life. With older women that were 3. And it wasn't you. It was them.
Yeah. Little 3-year-olds coming on to me. Well,
under the picnic table.
All right, I'll say it. So I got a BJ by my neighbor who was 3 or 4 years old, and I was 18 months old, probably still in diapers.
Yes.
So how did you discover this? This was just like
I walked up on it and saw it for myself.
So is this like we lived in an apartment complex, right?
No, we lived in that little house, a little green house.
I don't really
and
remember
it. Was the neighbor. Yeah, you probably wouldn't, because you weren't even 2 then.
And so it was like a backyard. Where's the picnic table?
Yeah, it was in the back. It was in the backyard over at her house.
Her house.
I can't. Don't ask me why I let you go with that young over there, but.
How far away was it?
It was right next door.
Okay.
In their backyard.
So was our backyard like connected? There was no fence or anything?
Yeah, I think that, they were both connected. So you went over there and they had a picnic table and I went to get you, and lo and behold, under the picnic table, you're just smiling.
Oh man, yeah. So what was your reaction what did you do?
I'm like, oh, that's not nice. That's not nice. Come on, Jason, we must go home. And I forget what the little girl's name. I said, oh, that's not nice.
Oh.
So I think I kept you away from that neighbor.
I probably wanted to go back.
Yeah.
Can I go play with the neighbor again? I thought I remembered.
And then...
Oh, go ahead.
You thought you remembered what?
You saying, like, where did you learn that? Or something you asked her.
Oh, yeah, I did, because how would she know? She's only 3. Who showed you how to do that? And I don't think I got any answers, but...
I thought she said, my mom and dad do it all the time.
Maybe she did, I can't remember. But that was one of your earliest ones.
I was a little pimp.
Yeah, and then we lived in the apartments down there, and you had a little friend, Billy, that lived upstairs.
Don't tell me I did anything with Billy.
No, no. So one day you got up. This was when you were out of your crib. I just took your crib down. You had bunk beds. So you just thought when you woke up, you just went and did anything. So you got up and left and went up to Billy's house, to his apartment. And somebody came knocking on my door, and I didn't get up. I didn't hear nothing. Then a little while later, somebody came and knocked at the door. I still didn't get up. And then you were gone for 4 hours. I finally wake up and look in your room, and you were gone, and I'm like, oh, my God. So I happened to go up there, and they said, yeah, he's been up here for 4 hours now. We knocked on your door, but you didn't wake up.
So I just went and did whatever I wanted, huh?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, that's funny.
No more crib.
This is probably going to be part 1 of the video, so I'm gonna put I'll put like an annotation video on the screen, and they can click on the link and go to the next one when I post the next one, and we'll just continue the next one right now.
Oh yes, because there's many more stories.
All right.